What is going on, comic fans? It's that time of week again. Here we go. It's the top picks for this coming week's new comic book day, August 14th. Let's go. Don't forget to hit the description down below. I got links to some fantastic resources, including channel sponsor Big Time Collectibles, JustinComicx Cleaning and Pressing, as well as my local comic shop, ABX Comics and Games, who has a fantastic Facebook group if you're getting into the hobby of comic books, tabletop gaming, any of those things, they've got you covered. Today, I'm here to talk about the new comics coming out August 14th, 2024. The year's going by fast, but I'm getting a little ahead of myself, and there's some really good books coming out. It's just DC and indie for me this week. It doesn't look like any Marvel titles have made it to my list. Not to say that there's not a lot of Marvel titles coming out. I see the X-Men books are rolling out like hotcakes, Wolverine. Just nothing that's on my immediate pull list. Nothing that's jumping out at me right now. X-Men seems to be rolling out to stale responses, and really I'm still just pulling Ghost Rider and Incredible Hulk, though the Ultimates has my attention after that Robert Downey Jr. announcement, but I don't know if I want to dive back in. I read issue number 1, and I get so much stuff. I gotta tighten it up sometimes, and there's so much coming. But let's go and look at what I am pulling for this coming week. And there are some bangers in the list, starting with a huge one, Transformers issue number 11. This is almost like a penultimate issue right here. They seem to be telling the story in 6-issue story arcs. Daniel Warren Johnson did that first 6-issue arc, and now we have him still writing, but the new artist on the second arc here. And we're leading up to the big battle here. All the bad guys have been getting staged and ready for the big onslaught, while the heroes are licking their wounds every issue and trying to figure out what to do next. But it looks like Optimus has finally taken the fight straight to Shockwave. Cannot wait for this one. I also pre-ordered that Shockwave John Jang variant from Big Time Collectibles. This series has been a solid 9 out of 10 the whole way through. It's been fantastic. Absolutely love it. Can't wait to get my hands on it. Next up, Action Comics. We're returning to the Superman Superstar storyline that they're doing. It's not necessarily a storyline. It's really like a miniature initiative. Also, I'm still seeing these DC logos on books. I'm ready to see the DC Bullet back already now that it's officially announced. I can't look at a DC comic book without that standing out like a sore thumb. I love that logo. It's a great logo, but bring the Bullet back already, guys. You made the announcement. Let's see it. Big news with this one. Gail Simone is back for her second issue. It looks like she's back for good. She's writing an X-Men comic. She's writing Action Comics. Those are two major titles. And in this story, there's the Action Comics is doing like 3-issue little mini arcs with different creative teams on it. We had Jason Aaron do 3 fantastic issues. Now we're moving over, and Gail Simone is doing these 3 issues that take place back in like the golden age, telling an old school story where Superman finds himself stuck between 2 warring alien factions, and he's going to be the champion of one of them. So this is just diving into that. Beautiful cover, watching him running fast, doing the quick change and taking up into the sky. Definitely looking forward to that. For our Absolute Power stuff this week, we have Green Lantern issue number 14 with an official tie-in, and we know that he's depowered. We also saw from the events of Absolute Power issue number 2 that the little, I don't know, hideaway, the little safe house they had at the Fortress of Solitude got completely busted in by Queen Brainiac, as well as John Kent, who's been turned into a full cyborg abomination of Amanda Waller's. A lot of the characters in there got depowered in the process, but the heroes of the Justice League took on some stuff out of the armory, put on some extra tech, some extra suits, some extra armor and stuff, and it looks like they're going to be grabbing some tools from their villains as well to get up some kind of resistance or fight back against Amanda Waller. It looks like Hal Jordan could be in a Batwing right here. That's what it looks like to me, at least. But I do like how he's got it spray painted on the side and says Green Machine. Also, in the backstory of this one, we're supposed to be getting introduced to the Chateau Lanterns, whatever that is. So I'm thinking that might be something that's kind of carrying the standard Green Lantern story that's not really affected by the Absolute Power stuff. There's a lot going on in Green Lantern with the Star Sapphire coming back, the creation of the Gray Lantern Sorrow. So maybe that's getting into these new Lantern Spectrum stuff so that story will be waiting for us when we get through the other side of Absolute Power. Also from Absolute Power, we have Task Force 7, issue number 4 of 7, the series of one-shots focusing on Amanda Waller's Amazo army led by Failsafe. And we've seen the Aquaman one, we've seen the Wonder Woman one, we've seen the Superman one. Now it's time for us to dive in to Failsafe himself. I don't know if we needed this one. You know, we already know about Failsafe. We've had a year more dealing with Failsafe, but needless to say, he's after Nightwing. And while he's gone underground, again, we last saw him last week inside the Fortress of Solitude doing his big hoorah speech with the Titans that they're going to lead the heroes against the fight with Waller just to get their butts kicked and depowered by Queen Brainiac. It was a moment. So it'll be interesting to see how they get away from failsafe this time in this week's edition to Absolute Power. The event has been fantastic so far. Not quite as fantastic though as Ghost Machine, and I'm going to say it every time. It's like my favorite thing happening in comic books to date. Ghost Machine is bringing us Geiger issue number 5, and as you can see from the cover, this issue might really piss me off. If they kill Barney the dog, I'm going to be so mad, so mad. But this is going to be the I think the final issue to the first story arc. We've been watching Geiger traverse the post-apocalyptic world along with Nate the Knight and Barney the two-headed dog here, as they had a lead on another person out there somewhere that had the same condition he had, but they cured themselves of it. So they have not had a good, easy road of it. And they've been tracked and hunted by this character called the Electrician. We don't know anything or much about him at all, other than he's a formidable bad guy who deals with electricity. Geiger walked into a trap because he picked up Barney and used him as bait to get Geiger. So the big battle between the Electrician and Geiger goes down this week in issue 5. Cannot wait to get it. And the Elseworlds are taking off big time. Batman's Gotham by Gaslight, the Kryptonian Age, issue number 3 drops this week. Constantine and Constantine continues to do his stuff. They're still trying to look into this ancient lost history of this Kryptonian Age, and they're bringing Wonder Woman into the fold now. I'm super excited that Elseworld is back. This has been awesome so far. This is a really good read. I highly recommend it. And keeping on that train, Elseworld is also bringing us the return of DC versus Vampire. I know this one has got a lot of people excited. I'm a Deceased guy. I'm not going to lie. I was on board Deceased from day one. It was phenomenal. I read all 4 volumes. And then when DC versus Vampires came out, it felt like just not Deceased. It's just Deceased, but with teeth. You know what I mean? But it's fun all the same. The ending to the first one was very lackluster, if you ask me. So I'm very excited to dive into World War V and kind of get the story going again, because it really didn't end. And that's okay. That's how it was a lot of times for Deceased in a way. Deceased is like really they're definitely story arcs or volumes, where that one just we're ending it. So I'm excited to get back into it. There's story left to be told for sure. But I'm not sure if I'm going to pick up paper copies of this one. I do have the DC Unlimited app, and I have the Ultra tier, so I get books really fast on it. I don't ever take advantage of that, but I'm really needing to shrink up the pool list a little bit, because I have a lot of stuff that's about to get added to it coming up. So I'm going to have to start being a little picky and choosy. But I always forget to read stuff digitally, always. So we'll see what happens. We'll see. I didn't pick up volume 1 floppy. I read it all digital after the fact, but I want to keep up with it as it's coming out this time, better than I did the last time. Now, this last one I'm really excited about. Mad Cave is kicking butt right now. Defenders of the Earth is coming back with an 8-issue miniseries. So if you don't know, you can tell from that. This was a cartoon back in the 80s with Flash Gordon, Mandrake the Magician, Lothar, and the Phantom, aka the Ghost Who Walks. And this is supposed to be picking up on that story and just giving us an 8-issue miniseries on the Defenders of the Earth written by Dan DiDio. And as you can see from the corner, from the world of Flash Gordon was also just started from Mad Cave Studios, written by Jeremy Adams. So I'm all on board for this. This is going to be a blast. Cannot wait. Like, we're getting so much good stuff from the olden days between Flash Gordon, Space Ghost. They brought back Thundercats. We got Transformers Rocket. I mean, Dick Tracy's back. It's nuts. That's what I'm saying. There's so much good stuff coming that I want to be adding to my pool list. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to have to figure it out, though. But that's my top picks for this coming week. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you're looking forward to this week. What on this list was your favorite picks, or what you're most excited about? I'm looking forward to hearing back from everybody. Drop a comment, hit that like, and until next time, we are Legion.